Hey everybody, this is Matty here with Altcoin Buzz. Hope you're doing very well. And we've got a bite-sized news segment for you today. Won't be too long, couple of big stories. But we got one out of China that's really quite something. So on their China Central Television channel, which is the state television channel, they had a 1-hour dialogue yesterday about blockchain. And the individual panelists were quoted as saying that blockchain technology is potentially 10 times bigger than the internet. So we're going to cover that in a second, and we have some news here out of Ripple. So we're going to begin on altcoinbuzz.io with this article by Luke. Ripple donates $50 million to boost blockchain adoption and crypto adoption. So a really public, perhaps, this is a marketing endeavor potentially, but still a nice philanthropic move by Ripple. So today, Ripple announced on their website a partnership called the University Blockchain Research Initiative. The partnership includes a donation of $50 million to 17 universities around the world. With the donation, Ripple aims to speed up the adoption of blockchain and cryptocurrency. So very generous. The company states that they will donate $50 million. They will not donate $50 million in Ripple, rather, but that the donations will be made in US dollars. So Ripple furthermore mentions that the interest in blockchain is skyrocketing as people are starting to discover the game-changing potential of distributed ledger technology. Quote, "We're excited to announce the University Blockchain Research Initiative, the UBRI, a collaboration with top universities around the world to support and accelerate academic research, technical development, and innovation in blockchain, cryptocurrency, and digital payments." So the universities, the recipients of these donations are from all over the world. They're in Canada, the UK, the Netherlands, Brazil, and the list is here, so you can go through the list. I don't believe it's in any particular order, but you can take a look, and hey, maybe you're a student studying at one of these. Maybe your alma mater is on the list. So it's a pretty diverse list and representation really from every little corner of the globe. So it seems like Ripple, and look, again, this is a nice, as I said, a philanthropic move. It seems altruistic. There's also a little bit of marketing in here, right? Like this is also exposure for them that they're buying, and that's fair. I think you can do both at the same time. So, quote, "From new business use cases such as making cross-border payments faster, lower cost, and more transparent, to uses of blockchain for good, students and faculty globally are emerging as major contributors to the creation of a more robust and valuable blockchain and payments ecosystem." So that's a quote according to Ripple. So Ripple is making more and more ripples, pun intended, right? In the media space, stories like this are being picked up more and more often. So in March of this year, you may remember that they donated $29 million of its XRP cryptocurrency to public schools. So that was really just a couple months ago. And then you may have followed our story that we covered recently. They gave away $4 million to the Ellen DeGeneres Wildlife Fund in a live demo that was done on air. So Ripple's pretty good at making these big donations in a very public way. You can read about that here. Good on them either way, not to take away from this particular initiative. Good on Ripple. So Ripple introduces the University Blockchain Research Initiative. You can read about that here on their website and on CNBC. Ripple gives away $29 million of its own cryptocurrency to public schools. So that was from their donation earlier in March. Be sure to check that out as well. So in other big international news, China TV, blockchain is 10 times more valuable than the internet. Article by Garrett. So this is a big one. China CCTV. Blockchain is the second era of the internet, a machine that produces trust and a technology 10 times more valuable than the internet. Okay, so for context, China has a primary state broadcaster. It's called China Central Television, CCTV. And they held a 1-hour discussion about blockchain in a segment named Dialogue. It was the first discussion on this topic and was intended to educate the viewers about all things blockchain. There's some positive things that were said. There were some negative or some criticisms, let's say, that were raised. But there were a couple of phenomenal quotes that came out of this, including the suggestion that blockchain technology is, quote, 10 times more than that of the internet in terms of economic value. So you had a panel of specialists and some very well-renowned individuals, such as Don Tapscott, author of Blockchain Revolution, Zhang Shusheng, Stanford University physics professor and founder of Danoa Capital, and Chen Lei, CEO of Sun Lei, a large Chinese tech company. And Zhang of Stanford University said, quote, "While the real value of the internet is aggregating individual pieces of information into one place, which is exactly what Google and Facebook does, we are now entering an era where information is being decentralized so that individuals can own their individual data. And that's the real value of blockchain that makes it exciting." And other innovation-minded things were said, including, quote, "Blockchain is the second era of the internet, and blockchain is the machine that produces trust." So, look, I mean, China is pretty careful with their communications. This is a state-run media company. This is a state channel. So the fact that this is really even allowed to be said is quite something in and of itself. So, look, the show at times, again, I mentioned, and rightfully so, there were some criticisms raised about cryptocurrency. There was some discussion about the pros, about the cons. They looked at some of the ICOs in the space. And as far as that goes, I mean, no, we're not sort of a well-oiled machine yet. There are still some problems at the level of ICOs. But philosophically, if you look at the tech and what blockchain is all about, yes, that's promising. And that was the gist of what was being expressed. And of course, this really jives very nicely with a lot of the recent news that we've gotten out of China in the last week or so. So that includes the President Xi Jinping saying that blockchain is a breakthrough in a major speech. And of course, you have the Chinese Google / Wikipedia equivalent, Baidu Baike, adopting blockchain tech recently. So you have a couple of these major stories. It's been a strong 1-2 punch combo. And now you have state-sponsored TV really coming out and praising blockchain technology, talking about its potential as 10 times greater than the internet. That's not a small statement. So look, maybe you're watching this video, you're absorbing our content, you're living in China. What do you think about that? What do you think even just the signal of having this on CCTV means? We'd love to hear your comments below and your thoughts on the issue. Obviously, I'm not going to play this whole video, but this is an introduction to the almost 1 hour dialogue, and you can check this out. Of course, the discussion is in Mandarin, but we're going to link to this in the description below, and you can take a look at it if you so choose. Just as a reminder, here are some of the other pieces that we've covered. So article by Licia from about a week ago. Blockchain is a breakthrough, says Chinese president. So I won't go through the article, but just as a reminder, Xi Jinping, president of China, has stressed that his country should concentrate on becoming the global center of science and innovation while noting that blockchain is, quote, accelerating breakthrough applications, and CNBC covered that originally. And then in other recent news, we have this article by Chris. We looked at it also about a week ago. Chinese giant Baidu Baike adopts blockchain. So we had a couple of big pieces recently of news out of China. I think just the fact that this episode was aired, that they discussed what they discussed, was also very positive. You know, guys, Jeff did a live stream last night, so if you didn't have a chance to catch that, make sure you check it out. It's up on the Altcoin Buzz YouTube channel now, and he talks about his predictions, his thoughts on the market, where things are going, the fact that, admittedly, yes, we have kind of flatlined, but he also talks about some of the big international news and the headlines, and this is not small stuff. So this is the kind of thing that could have reverberations in the space. And look, there's nobody that can predict the future 100%, but surely these are good observations and good developments in the space in crypto. So with that, guys, we're going to round out the news today. Not a whole lot of it. Do be sure for new news and latest updates, you're following Altcoin Buzz News on Twitter, because we're going to alert you to all that's happening, including the latest developments, both as far as our original content and stuff that we cover over at Altcoin Buzz. Like I said, guys, we're going to be revamping the podcast soon, so do be sure to stay tuned for that. It's happening sooner than you may think. And if you like this video, help us out by leaving us a thumbs up. Leave a comment as well. We love to hear your thoughts. Make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel by clicking the bell. You're going to be notified to all of our latest content that way, and we put out new videos every single day. So soldiers of the Altcoin Buzz Army, have a great day. I wish you happy investing. We'll see you again soon. Take care.